Today, I'm going to be giving you an overview of Spell Saga. We're going to be doing this while watching a full one-player playthrough in time-lapse form. The game is designed for one player and one player only. On average, it's going to take you about 60 minutes to play the game. The world has ended, and now all that are left are minstrels who search and explore to seek the truth of why the world has ended. Spell Saga is described as a tabletop novel, and it's best thought of like a book, where Chapter 1 of a book is analogous to Deck 1, the Highlands of Spell Saga, and Chapter 2 of a book is analogous to Deck 2, the Forest of Spell Saga. For the purpose of this overview, we're going to be focusing on Deck 1, the Highlands. To begin, open the box and locate the 6 cards with a gold star on the top left of them. You're going to want to put these cards in the appropriate piles. The first card you'll come across is the story card. Put that in the story pile. Story cards represent the growth of your hero throughout their journey. And the more story cards that you have, the more that you're going to be able to do in the world of Spell Saga. Whenever a story card is placed into a story pile, draw a card from the deck and place it face down into the armor pile. This represents the amount of health that your hero has. If the armor pile is ever reduced to 0, your hero will die and your journey will be over. Next, locate your starting hero, the last minstrel. Place him in the hero pile. Any other heroes that you may come across during your journey will also go into the hero pile. There will be text on your hero card that describes the limitations of that specific hero. Next, locate the trusty rusted revolver. This is the starting item for your hero, and place this in the item pile. All other items that you gain will go in the item pile. And lastly, locate the 3 place cards and put them in the place pile. The place pile represents the places that you will travel in the world of Spell Saga. Place cards are kept in a circle within the place pile, and new place cards are moved into this circle anywhere the player wishes. The exception to this rule is room cards, which are attached to one another in numerical order, in the direction of the compass upon the card. And with that, you're ready to play your first game of Spell Saga. To start a turn, it will compose of 8 mandatory actions. First, you're going to need to move your character token onto an adjacent place card. It's important to note, the game only comes with cards, so you're going to have to choose a token of your choosing to represent each hero. I have chosen dice. So, move your token onto an adjacent place card. Next, any items that you might have that were flipped face down, you can now flip them face up to show that you can use them again. Next, read and follow the rules of the place cards you are visiting. There might be some mandatory rules, and there might be some optional rules. Mandatory rules you are required to do, and optional rules, go figure, but that is your choice whether or not you want to do them or not. It is important to note, sometimes the rules on a card will break the rules of the rulebook. If this is to occur, then follow the rules on the card. Next, you're going to draw 1 card for each hero in play. And now, you have a decision to make. You can either 1, flip that card face up, look at it, and add it to your hand. Or you can do number 2, keep it face down, don't look at it, and add it to your source pile. Your source pile represents the currency that you can use in Spell Saga, and it is used to buy things. Next, you're going to draw 1 action card from the deck for each hero that is in play. Draw this card from the deck, look at it face up, and now you will either acknowledge or ignore that card from the action pile. The way you know if you can acknowledge it or not is by looking at the value of the card in the top left of that card. If that number is equal to or less than the number of story cards that you have in the story pile, it is now acknowledged. And lastly, if you do draw an enemy from the action pile, you will now battle them. Any turn has 3 free actions that you may do as well. One of the free actions is use an item card. The only exception to this is when you're battling an enemy. When you're battling an enemy and you engage in that battle, you enter item lock and your hero may only use 1 item. Another free action you can use during the turn is move any cards into play that you have in your hand. This is, of course, if you're able to acknowledge them and if you have the source to pay for them. And lastly, the other free action that you can do is move any cards into play from the action pile. And again, this is if you are able to acknowledge them. You're going to do this, and that's going to be a single turn. You're going to keep doing this until you find the truth that you are so desperately seeking, or until your hero dies. And that, in a nutshell, is Spell Saga. Hope you enjoyed this time-lapse overview. If you enjoyed it and you want to see more like it, consider subscribing to the channel. And if you're interested in Spell Saga and you want to see more, consider taking a look at my upcoming video, how to set up Spell Saga. And if you want even more Spell Saga, check out my other upcoming video, should you buy Spell Saga. That's all for today. Thanks so much for watching. Until next time, so long, farewell.